Hello, 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 Pisces. I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is your July 2020 astrology forecast, where we take a look at the most significant astrological developments of the month and interpret them for your sign. So prepare yourselves, dear Pisces, sun, rising, and moon individuals, for this is your July 2020 forecast. Enjoy. The month begins with a fateful full moon eclipse on July 5th at 12:44 a.m. Eastern Time in Capricorn in your 11th house. The full moon is where things come to a head, and so you can expect 11th house matters involving your friends or social group to culminate powerfully at this time. However, this full moon is also an eclipse, indicating fateful developments and radical sudden changes. Again, you can expect these in the area of your friends or any groups to which you belong, but not necessarily at the time of the full moon. Eclipse-related events are said to occur up to 6 months prior or 6 months after the perfecting of the eclipse, and thus these fateful changes or developments in your 11th house are likely more or less an ongoing theme for you at this time. Next, we have on July 12th at 4:26 a.m. Eastern Time, Mercury stationing direct in Cancer and your 5th house. This is very good news for many of us, as this has been a very difficult Mercury retrograde. You can expect things to slowly but surely start moving forward around this time in the area of your creative self-expression. Now, as Mercury stations direct, it does so in a tense square with Mars and Aries. A very interesting effect is created. Since Mercury will be moving quite slowly for a while as it stations direct, it actually chases the perfecting of this final square to Mars for almost the entire rest of the month, finally reaching it on July 27th. So the downside of this development is that even as things begin moving forward on or around July 12th, there will still be quite a lingering stress and tension for the rest of the month. This Mercury stationing direct then leads us right into our next major event, as later that same day, the Sun makes the first of a series of aspects that we will be looking at as one ongoing event. The exact aspects are as follows. July 12th at 2:42 p.m. Eastern Time, the Sun trines Neptune. July 14th at 3:58 a.m., the Sun opposes Jupiter. July 15th at 3:12 p.m., the Sun opposes Pluto. And on July 20th at 6:27 p.m., the Sun opposes Saturn, which it does as the Moon is joining it to form the new Moon, which we will look at later. On screen right now, I have the chart specifically for the Sun opposite Pluto, since that occurs at about the midpoint of these developments, and the other aspects are also still very clear. There is a lot of data we could potentially go into here, so I will try to simplify it to only the most relevant. Looking first at the Sun trine Neptune, the powerful life force of the Sun is lighting up the Neptunian realms of dreams and imagination. The aspect is a trine, so expect this initially dreamy mid-month event to be kicked off with a breakthrough in the area of your creative self-expression, as well as you personally, your character, or even your physical body. This breakthrough may be positive or negative. Soon after that, when that Cancer Sun opposes Jupiter in Capricorn, we have someone or something challenging your beliefs when it comes to either your creative self-expression or your friends or social group, pushing you to make a decision. This challenge then becomes deeply emotional and potentially highly transformative as the Sun opposes Pluto. It will also then challenge the structures in your life as the Sun opposes Saturn. You may be asked to take on new responsibilities or look at a difficult reality. Again, this is all taking place in either the area of your creative self-expression and or your friends or social group. However, the areas of life most likely to end up being affected afterwards by these transits are your work, health, schedule, and day-to-day activities, and you personally. Right as the event we just went over is reaching its conclusion, we have the new moon in Cancer on July 20th at 1:32 p.m. Eastern Time. The new moon marks the beginning of a new month-long cycle, and this new moon, as mentioned earlier, is opposite Saturn. So again, similar to what we just went over, we have these new beginnings taking place in your creative self-expression that are challenged in some way by the structures of your friends or social group, and this will be part of the overall flavor of the weeks to come. The grand finale of the month is the third and final Venus-Neptune square, occurring on July 27th at 1:47 p.m. Eastern Time. This is the final part of an ongoing cycle that began in the month of May. For more information on that specifically, watch the forecast for your sign for the month of May that you can find in the recent uploads on my channel. Know that whatever began then in your life that was a match to the Venus square Neptune energy is now reaching its conclusion around the end of July. Let us briefly go over it again here. Venus in Gemini in your 4th house is square to Neptune in your sign of Pisces and thus your 1st house. A stressful event that has been taking place in the area of your home and family and or you personally, and involving how you relate to others and or confusion or fantasy, and that has been pushing you into new areas of activity, is now in its final phase. The outcome of this cycle should be at long last becoming more and more clear, as the events of the past couple months are now showing their lasting impact on your life, specifically in the area of your communication, short distance travel, and what is familiar to you, your partner's money, business, or issues of life and death, and once again, you personally, your character, or even your physical body. Interestingly enough, July 27th is, as mentioned earlier, also the day that Mercury finally catches up with its square to Mars. Additionally, the moon in Scorpio that day opposes Uranus, the planet of sudden, shocking, unexpected developments in Taurus. As I have been studying closely just recently, the moon can act as an incredible timing mechanism for the more major events of longer cycles. What I am saying here is that July 27th is going to be a very intense day full of all kinds of surprises for virtually everyone of every sign. Though they may be stressful, there is also a release of energy involved that should manifest as relief, at least on some level. Overall, the month of July is indeed a more stressful one than what we typically see. There are many challenges to overcome, important decisions to be made, stressful situations to conquer through new activity, and a sort of lingering stress and tension that doesn't really go away until the end of the month. But there does at least appear to be a light at the end of the tunnel, whether temporary or long-lasting. By the end of the month, we are finally moving forward in at least some areas again, and many of us are hopefully having rich, new experiences born out of the irrepressible need for dynamic, even revolutionary, change. So there you have it, Pisces. That is your July forecast. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe, as I am always streaming and uploading new astrology and tarot related content to this channel. Other than that, I just want to thank you for watching and say that I hope you have a great month of July despite the rather stressful astrological energy that we have. So thanks again so much, Pisces, and bye for now.